the Chinese President Xi Jinping. Here are some breaking inputs coming in as we speak. Putin has landed in China, in Tianjin to be specific, and ahead of this meeting, he has slammed the discriminatory sanctions and said that Russia, India and China will work against all of this. Srinjoy, first thoughts on what Putin has said.
You would expect President Putin to say that, because whatever you say, whatever the West says, the Russians have been very supportive of India. Now, this is not just a recent phenomenon. This is from Soviet times. And the fact that India has a relationship with Russia relates to all the things that happened even in the 70s, because the Soviet Union stood by India, and even today, the fact that we buy cheap oil from Russia, why do we do it? Because we need that cheap oil. Because at this point, if the war hadn't happened, India need not have bought oil from Russia. But India has requirements for its industry, for its other sectors, and we need that petroleum. And let's not forget, all these people who talk about India buying cheap oil from Russia are the people who buy cheap oil, and they also buy cheap LNG, and they also buy cheap fertilizer from Russia. The point is, they have per capita incomes of $50,000, $60,000, $70,000.
You're right. The
India
US
has of
hypocrisy is for everyone to see, and this is not about cheap oil or anything. This is just cheap thrills. Abhijit, we began the discussion with the McDonald or a burger analogy. Now, Swati is saying that people there have been warm, more receptive than they would otherwise be. But all of this is in the short term, isn't it?
Absolutely. Look, you can be very warm to your worst enemy. Trump was extremely warm to Putin, gave him a B-2, F-22, F-35 flight past and things like that. In order to stab somebody in the back, it is necessary first to build up enough trust so that they allow you to go behind them. So I don't doubt that at all. In fact, in all my visits to China, they've been extremely warm to me. It's perfectly fine. But remember, China is your strategic competitor. We didn't choose that position. They themselves chose that position in the 1960s. They chose to become our adversaries. There's nothing we can do about it. This was foisted on us. We're playing their game. We've accepted it's their game. Remember, even to this day, they continue to protect terrorists at the UN, keep vetoing, designations of terrorists at the UN and things like that. We need to keep that at the back of our mind. They supply Pakistan with all kinds of weapons, and nuclear weapons being the most prominent of what they've supplied Pakistan with. Not to say that, we can't pull a Kissinger on China during the 1970s. But look, even that was temporary, right? The US-China hiatus at that point lasted, 15, 20 years at best, and then it's back to competition. So China will always be a competitor. Any country that shares a direct border with you is always going to be dangerous to you at some point.
Tushar, I'll come to you. But Swati, there are many people who are curious to know that why is this meeting taking place in Tianjin? I'm sure you've had time to, explore